this is Raymond Centopani. Working out correctly takes more than hard work. You need the right training regimen, and the right know-how for getting the most out of every workout. Now, you can get the guidance, the supplements, and the support you need to reach your maximum potential at the Muscular Development Store. Your #1 source for supplements, strength, and fitness.
We're here once again at Greater Boston Fitness in Revere, Massachusetts with the Boston Mass Jose Raymond.
Yes.
And the Ox, Evan Centopani, all the way up. Special guest from New Haven, Connecticut. What do you guys got for us today?
Back day.
Especially because my glutes aren't striated yet. If they were, I'd be all naked. I like it. I'm gonna do some pull-down.
All right, Evan, Jose, you guys trained back today. Was this pretty similar to what you would have done on your own in a normal back workout, what you did today?
Yeah, for me it's a little different because Evan likes to do shit backwards and finish with the deadlifts. I've actually been incorporating things like that, squatting last, deadlifting last, make it a little tougher, and so I'm not handling weight that's, unreasonable pre-contest.
Yeah, I think if you're feeling really great, and you're like, oh, I can make one of those big movements, my starting movement, and go real heavy, then that's probably ideal. So sometimes you feel like, if I'm going to start with bench press, or I'm going to start with deadlift, or I'm going to start with barbell rows or stuff like that, I don't know if my body's ready for it, then I feel like you get more out of it maybe doing it later after things are a little warmed up.
Evan, what'd you weigh last time you were here, almost 3 weeks ago?
272, I think.
Okay, so yeah. Took everybody's advice.
What's that?
Not to drop too much weight. You're already pretty friggin' lean.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I actually feel like somehow I've gotten bigger.
Probably
since
have.
that day. I don't know.
You probably have. I wouldn't doubt it, dude. I wouldn't doubt it. The last time we were here, I didn't get on camera, but a guy gave him some calf training advice.
Oh, that was awesome.
Told him to start jumping rope.
He's like, jump rope, you really work on those calves. If I saw Evan, the last thing I would tell him is to work his calves.
Right.
You thought they could be sharpened up a little.
But Evan was very polite. He didn't laugh. Nothing.
I thought it was good advice, actually.
Probably,
to be honest.
It's probably great advice to somebody that doesn't have 22-inch calves already.
I always notice when we're filming, if we're doing a video for something, I don't know if you feel that way too, I feel like I move a little quicker.
Yeah.
So workout definitely, it takes on maybe a little bit of a faster pace. Which is a good thing, it's nice, it's a good thing.
Yeah, you were moving pretty quick from movement to that.
He definitely pushes me, definitely makes me dig a little deeper.
That's how I feel working out with Jose.
It's good. If you work out with the same buddies where you're the strongest guy in the gym, and you work the hardest in the gym, you become a little complacent.
Definitely.
I like having, one of the best with me, so I definitely get a lot out of it. Your arm is this big. I just put my hand up to it.
Oh.
His arm, top to bottom, is that big.
And Jose's got
And
giant
I have big
hands.
hands.
Yeah, just so you know. That barbell row you do, Evan, just to point that out to people, have you always done them that way, which is more the old school way where you actually are bent over?
Yeah, in the very beginning, I guess it always made sense to me, if you're working your back should be as, try to make it as close to parallel with the floor as possible. And I always felt like, the more you stand up, it's more cheating. And granted, sometimes as you get on into heavier weights, there's going to be a little bit more movement in your back. But I think done perfectly, yeah, you would be as close to parallel. There'd be the least amount of movement in your back. And I know that's what, you know, like you were saying earlier, that was Lee Haney's position on it, and he had a great back. Then again, you know, Dorian, I don't think he was usually, at least the way it looked,
I was like 45.
he was a little more upright, you know, and he had one of the best backs of all time too, so hey, you know, whatever.
Evan deals only in plates.
Not true.
Can't even make a phone call with 25 cents.
That's pretty good. I never heard that.
I stole that from Tony Freeman. 25. Can't even make a phone call with 25 cents. Close up, okay, shirt. Oh wait, the round. How about on the belt? We got anything on the belt?
Pants.
Pants? Underwear?
Nice. Good. Come on. Hey.
Damn, that got me. Whew. Get this one too. Oh. Come on. Oh.
5 weeks out, guys. How are you feeling? How do you feel like things are coming along for you?
I feel great. I'm much better than I was last week, so that's really all I can ask for right now. I'm doing everything in my power to get better. You know, there's no dicking around. I'm highly motivated. Just want to redeem myself after my last outing. So, if there was ever any screwing around in my previous preps, there's nothing now. I'm eat, sleeping, and living this prep, and I want to prove that I belong to being one of the best in the world in my class, and this show is going to be no joke. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to cement myself, or to prove all the haters right. You know, I suck, but that ain't going to happen.
No, I don't think so.
And Evan, condition-wise, you look like you're pretty close. You're going to be able to basically cruise in, and we were even noticing you do seem like you're growing into the show. You do seem a little bigger and fuller to me than it was only less than 3 weeks ago you were here.
I feel bigger. My strength's pretty much going up on everything, and I actually feel bigger, like in my clothing. You know, clothing is actually fitting, you know, tighter in some areas and looser in others, which usually isn't the case. Usually it's just, you know, things just get progressively baggier. But I mean, I started this prep at 280. I mean, I've only dropped, you know, 10, 12 pounds so far. So I feel really good, probably because it's only been such a minimal amount of weight. Whereas, you know, you start off a prep maybe really heavy and you drop, say, 30 pounds, I think your body, you feel it a lot more. So I feel great. I feel so good, it almost makes me question, geez, am I working hard enough? And, you know, am I doing enough? You know, because I really don't feel at all, to be honest, like I'm suffering. So, you know, I've always felt in the past, like, you know, you kind of have to feel like you're on, you know, on death's door to look your best. And, you know, maybe, you know, we're only 5 weeks out right now, so it could easily get to that point. So I don't want to jinx myself, but I feel great. And it's funny, kind of almost the opposite of what Jose said. I've tried this prep to actually not focus on bodybuilding as much. It's usually in the past, it's like all I think about. In this prep, I've put a lot more. You know, I have a tour I'm planning in Australia, right following the Arnold, and some stuff I'm trying to set up later in the year, and some things I've been working on, just business-wise, just you know, for myself. So I've had a lot of focus on other things during this prep, none of which I feel has taken away from my bodybuilding, but in a way I actually feel like it's helped it, and I feel fresher when I get in the gym, and I don't feel so, like, you know, strung out necessarily on bodybuilding. I feel maybe more enthusiastic towards it. So I mean, so far it's been a great prep, and it's been a short prep, which helps too. It's only been, I only started dieting at 11 weeks out, so it's only been 6 weeks. So maybe, you know, maybe that's the way for me. So I don't know. We'll see. So far, so good.
There we go. That thing you were also doing with the dumbbell back and forth, the dumbbell row, but you would do as many reps as you can with the right, left, immediate to the right, back and forth, till you could only get like 3 or 4 reps.
Yeah.
Is that something you do all the time, or is that just something you pull out of the toolbox every once in a great while?
I've been doing them probably the past few weeks. That was actually one of Oscar's things, you know, pre-contest. And, you know, one thing that he was big on that it never really occurred to me prior to working with him was the idea that when you're training, especially when you're training pre-contest, you don't always need to look at things in terms of isolation. You know, say you're doing a one-on dumbbell row, typically, well, I guess you could consider it somewhat of an isolation movement, but done in this fashion where you're just, you know, going back and forth, keep going back and forth, at some point you're going to just kind of throw your body into it and just try to move that weight, and in doing so, you're going to feel like, you know, you're going to feel muscles working that really you would never suspect would be involved. You're going to feel it in your glutes, you're going to feel it in your back, you know, your lower back, like all over your body, and on top of it, you're going to expend a lot more calories. And that was one thing that he was really big on, was training in a way where you use your training to bring out a lot of conditioning and to burn through calories. So, yeah, I think a lot of it made sense.
Props to you.
You make you do that, and you're like, all right, it's time to go row 4 plates, and now you're going to deadlift 5 plates. And by the end, you just wanted to, like, die.
I just puked up blood.
That's blood, right?
It just came out of me.
Oh, nice. This is epic.
Yeah, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum, and I think what Evan's experiencing is there's something to be said for staying in shape. He never got out of shape between the Olympia and now, so it's made this transition into prep so much easier for him. Where I was chubby and had to get my ass moving a lot faster.
Well, I think there's definitely something to be said on the same note for when you get a little bit out of shape and you're not, you know, eating clean, you're not doing this. As soon as you start to do it, boom,
yeah,
your body responds like that.
Yeah.
And I've had preps where, you know, I started off heavy, and in ugly shape, and got in, you know, I mean that year when I was doing getting ready for New York, that off season prior, I think I was like 318 at my heaviest, and that was not pretty. I was big and strong, and I think I put on the muscle that I needed underneath all that. But when it came time to diet, the weight it couldn't come off easy enough. It just fell off.
Yeah.
So I think either way can work.
Are you kidding me? That's are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
1, 9. Up. No one. Come on.
Almost lost it. My fingers are uncurling.
Oh, I thought you meant barf.
Come on.
All done.
What are you doing, sir?
That was it.
Why'd you do that? I would have just helped you pick up the end.
So I wanted to feel like I could do it.
That's all I got for you. Got anything else?
We'll see you again soon. We're going to do this again. Evan and I are going on tour this year. We're going to be in a lot of countries and states at the same time.
Yeah, it seems like everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere he is, I'm gonna be.
That's their new way to convince me to go places. Like, your boy Evan's going to be here. I'm like, all right, sign me up.
Geez, Evan's going. I'm going.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll see you again soon.
Definitely.
All right, thanks, guys.